Christmas, happy belated Hanukkah, joyous Kwanzaa, something else.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone. We are Crab Rangoon. Before the show, we asked some of you to fill out what the...
The main rule, I guess, that people always say of improv is yes and, which means that you are open to every idea that comes on stage. So I think the biggest responsibility that you have as a performer is to keep an open mind no matter what. You might go and start a scene with one idea, but somebody else might come in and think of something completely different. You have to have a willingness to give and take in improv, knowing when your idea is going to come through and when somebody else's idea is going to come through.
Musical chairs, do this, Trump, you always cheat. Yeah!
I totally thought this was a car.
If this was a car, would I be able to walk right here? There'd be an engine.
Whoa! Fuck me, right?
You just have to know, just kind of to go with what you have. You're not going to change it throughout, especially when things are already established. So the most important thing to remember is to just keep your mind open.
It's always about the other, I think, in improv, and that's a really important thing, is that, of course, come on with a strong character and be confident on stage, but at the same time you want to give gifts to your partner, and it's more about making your partner look good than thinking about making yourself look good, because if you're thinking, I gotta make my partner look good, then they're thinking, I gotta make my partner look good, so then you're just both helping each other look good, and then you'll have a great scene out of that.
Support is a huge role, I think. Just in real life and in the improvising world, and just don't leave someone in the dust. It's not cool.
My biggest responsibility to my audience when I'm performing is to allow myself to be vulnerable. Because as a performer, you put on an act that people automatically think you're funny because you're on stage and you're making things up. But we're all just people, we have hearts, we have feelings, we have relationships with others. And if you allow yourself to be comfortable making mistakes and doing trial and error, people in the audience will relate to that and they can connect with you better as a person.
Kids would come up and be like, wow, that made me, really want to pursue comedy now, or that was hilarious, I will be repeating those lines forever.
So, even though improv is a style of comedy theater, it's not always funny, and some of the best improv that I've ever done has come from just creating a story that has some truth to it and just letting it happen.
Everyone's coming to look for some laughs. That's cool. It's just, I wish they were just coming to see a good show.
It's not always about laughter, it's more about entertaining.
You're not up there to crack jokes, you're up there to create.
It's being honest and creating a story and a character that somebody out there will understand. And it just makes the experience and the relationship between performer and audience member a lot stronger.
Personally, I do not like to swear on stage or really specifically mention, genitals. If it comes up, or if it's like saying yes and to a partner, then of course I won't just drop the ball. But if I'm initiating something, I try to steer clear of those two topics.
I find myself individually as a comedian taking those risks sometimes, and sometimes it's pulled off, people think it's funny, and sometimes it's not and people get offended. It's not necessarily that you have to watch yourself or censor yourself necessarily, you just have to kind of be conscious of what's going on and also realize that making jokes about race or sexuality
or sexual preference
or geography or any of that, they aren't the core of what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Touchy topics, just in general.
There's a certain part of me that feels uncomfortable about it still, bringing up topics like religion and stuff, because I don't know who's in the audience and I really don't want to offend anyone.
I feel like sometimes people think that I need to whip out the F word or I need to whip out dick, just to spice things up, because people because people think shock is funny.
One kid in improv decided to take his pants off and he was sitting in a chair in his nice little red whitey tighties. And I was like, everyone in the theater kind of was like, oh my god, he just did that. Oh my god. I would never do that. Please keep your clothes on.
It's not very substantial, and eventually it's going to be more of the relationships and the situations of scenes that is going to be funnier to an audience than just throwing the F word out there.
I don't know, it takes back from the performance. Then everyone's focusing on whether or not you're clothed, not the scene, and that's not the point.
I've seen like some people be like, ooh, and I don't really know if they're like offended or if it's just the topic made them feel awkward or something. So there's definitely been moments like that where it's like a little bit tense, I guess.
The most important thing to remember is to just keep your mind open.
Switzerland, Hans, the Golden Gaze, Gruber! Over there!
I think that Improv Club has definitely gotten bigger. This is my first year because I'm a freshman, but like they said, last year they started out with like 8 kids, or not 8 kids, but they didn't have as big a group, and now they have 60 kids, and I feel like more people are coming to shows and more people are just feeling like the like family vibe of Improv Club, and it definitely draws people in. And you know, that was honestly the same as in my high school. I feel like improv in general has this very like contagious thing about it, in that, you know, when I first started doing improv, I was in 9th grade, and I was so shy and very insecure, and I had very little self-confidence, and then I joined my improv team, and they completely brought me out of my shell. And I just feel the same like thing here too with this improv club. They help bring people out of their shells and become more confident in everyday life, and that's pretty cool.
Improv means to me, it's like home, kind of. I don't know. Theater's always been something I could just return to and feel really safe in. Improv is an escape because anything can be anything. I don't know.
It really brings people like, I don't know, together in a sense too, because like you can relate to what's being done on stage, or even if like you can't relate to it, if it makes you laugh or took you to a different place for a little bit and you're having a sucky day, it just really, it makes people feel good, which is
and there's a power behind that.
Definitely. That's why I think that like improv especially is a very good use of like art therapy and stuff for people, and like connecting people and bringing communities together in a lot of ways.
Improv is a great way to just get out and do something fun, like for me as a performer, but also for an audience member. I was talking to one of my friends, Jason, and he did this research paper about how improv was therapeutic and just how it makes you feel good to have someone behind you and trust you and have your back while you're performing, and it's also therapeutic to laugh and get some laughs out too, and just enjoy watching a show.
I expected Improv Club to be an excuse for people to just get together and play games. What I didn't expect was definitely how talented people are, as well as how caring people. I mean, it's really a community. I mean, you said community, and there's no better way to put it. I mean, the people in this club are just so supportive of one another. And I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting that. I've met more friends through Improv Club than I have through my classes, through my residence hall. It's been probably the best decision I've made since being here.
Sometimes you're given shit in the world, and sometimes you just have to deal.
Another really important piece of advice I would give is to remember that improv is a team effort. It's not a solo effort. You are on stage with many other people who all have ideas, who all have different talents and bring something great to the table. It's important that you remember to work with them and to value them and to cherish that time that you have together on stage and make something amazing out of it.